Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today I'm breaking down my experience with the EUHOMY Countertop Ice Maker machine in black, a portable ice maker that promises up to 26 pounds of ice in 24 hours and ice cubes ready in about 6 minutes. I've had this in my kitchen, taken it camping, used it for parties, and honestly it's become one of those small appliances I didn't know I needed until I actually had it. I've used bigger bulky freezer ice makers before, cheap slow ones, and those trays that never seem to make enough ice, so I was kind of expecting this to be just another gadget. Turns out it's way more versatile than I expected. Right out of the box, the first thing you notice is how sleek and compact this ice maker looks. The black finish fits in with my other kitchen stuff, and it doesn't take up much counter space at all. There's a handle on top which makes it feel portable in a way most ice makers don't. I've moved this from my kitchen to my living room for parties, then packed it up in the RV for a weekend trip, and the handle actually helps that way more than you'd think. You get a removable ice basket and a scoop included, which might sound basic but it saves you from having to buy extra accessories. Using it is practically push and go. You fill the water reservoir, press the button, and about 6 minutes later you've got ice cubes. I tested it multiple times, and while times can vary by a minute or two depending on the room temperature, you're still getting ice way faster than waiting for trays in the freezer. The ice it makes are those clear, small to medium cubes that are perfect for chilling soda, iced coffee, cocktails, and even water. They're not huge glacier blocks, but they melt slower than the tiny ones from cheap cube trays. In everyday use I find it makes enough ice for a dinner with family, drinks with friends, or even a full day of chilling beverages while camping. One of the things I like most is how quick it is. I tested it back to back a few times and every cycle delivered pretty solid ice, which is exactly what I want from a machine like this. If you're hosting a game night or a barbecue, you don't have to wait around for ice. The unit can make up to about 26 pounds in 24 hours, which honestly feels like more than enough for most households unless you're throwing an all-day party for 50 people. For my needs, it's right in that sweet spot of fast output without hogging a ton of space or power. Cleaning this ice maker is something I was pleasantly surprised by. Some small appliances feel like a pain to keep clean, but this one has a pretty straightforward design. The removable ice basket and scoop are easy to take out and wash, and the interior wipes down quickly. It even has a sort of auto-cleaning mode you can run every now and then, which helps with build-up. You know how some gadgets get funky after a few uses? That hasn't really been the case here because the parts that contact water are easy to access and clean. A few practical things I want to point out from real everyday use. The water reservoir isn't gigantic, so you will need to refill it if you're making a lot of ice during a single session. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're hosting a big group all night you'd refill a few times. Also, in warmer environments it can take a couple extra minutes per batch, which is just physics at work, not a flaw with the unit. But even with that it still beats waiting for tray ice every time. I've also used this ice maker outside of the house. Taking it in the RV was super handy. We were at a campsite with no ice stash nearby, and this machine basically kept drinks cold, kept coolers topped up, and made the whole trip more relaxed. Because it's compact and has that handle, I didn't feel like I was lugging a weird bulky device around. It fits easily on a countertop or even a table outdoors. In terms of noise, it's worth mentioning it does make sound while it's working. It's not obnoxious, but it's noticeable, like most small ice makers. If you're doing a quick batch while you're chatting in the same room you'll hear it, but it's not distracting enough to take away from conversations. If you're doing something quiet like a late night study session, you might hear it more, but again it's not unpleasant at all. Overall, I've been really happy with this EUHOMY Countertop Ice Maker machine in black. It does exactly what it promises, it makes ice fast, the output is solid, it's easy to use, clean, and move around, and it's been reliable for both everyday and occasional use. It's not a massive industrial machine, and I'm not expecting that, but for a household, kitchen, RV, camping, tailgating, or party setting it checks all the boxes. The design feels thoughtful, the performance is dependable, and the added portability really sets it apart from bulky freezer ice makers. If you've ever been frustrated waiting for ice trays to fill or ice bags to melt in the sun, this thing solves that problem better than I expected. It's one of those appliances I thought I'd use a few times and forget about, but instead I find myself relying on it regularly. If you want to see the current price and the best deal available, click the link below for the best price. It saved me time, kept drinks cold, and made entertaining way easier, and I think it's a solid pick for anyone looking to upgrade how they make ice at home or on the go. That's my real use review of the EUHOMY Countertop Ice Maker. Let me know in the comments what you'd use it for and if you've ever tried a machine like this before.